say it together. You're tuned into the first episode of Relationship Goals. We're new to this.
Yeah. Everybody's talking right now about Ayesha Curry.
Ayesha.
Is that how you say Ayesha?
Ayesha
Curry. So, we started a discussion yesterday, me and Nisi, we were talking about that, and she shared some points, I shared some points, and, you know, they were different. So, we're going to talk about it today.
Yeah. And I guess first we should probably talk about insecurity in general.
Well, first, let's play the clip.
All right.
We're going to play the clip. Here's
Here you
the
go.
clip.
More understanding. Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not.
So, from that, I had a bunch of questions, I had a bunch of thoughts, I had a bunch of everything. So like I said before, we talked about this yesterday, me and Nisi, and you know, like I said, our points were totally different, our thoughts were different. I had some comments, she had some comments. So, we'll start with yours.
Let's start with yours.
Okay, well with my comment, I'm glad to start with mine.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me, I kind of felt, the first time I saw the clip, I immediately thought about Steph Curry. I immediately thought about how he would feel, you know, what does he think about her saying that, and also, does he feel that she thinks his attention that he gives her isn't enough, and that she wants attention from other male figures, other people, and I don't know how I feel about that as a man, and actually how Steph Curry.
So if that were me, then you would feel some kind of way? Like if I said that and you were like, you had a show and I had an interview and just randomly you saw that I had an interview and that's what I said, you would feel some kind of way?
First, it makes me feel like, okay, maybe I'm not doing enough. So then I would start checking myself. And I would be like, okay, maybe I am doing a lot. You know, I'm playing basketball. We got practice. We travel a lot. Blah blah blah. But I also would think, hold on. I also would say that she knew that she married a basketball player. There was basketball season time. There's gonna be time where you're not gonna get all of the attention from me, and there's gonna be times when I'm off for the summertime or whenever that we could, you know, get things going again as far as, you know, your attention and all the things that you need from me. So I kind of saw a lot of different ways that we could.
But either way, you felt it was negative.
I did. I felt it was negative. It was negative.
My opinion is most men do not know what it's like to be tied. Well, for a woman to be tied to a man that all the attention is always on him, all the focus is on him. I'm in a relationship where most of the focus is on my husband. Jor'Dan and I could post the exact same picture on Instagram and he gets 5,000 likes and I get 100 likes. I mean, we go places and women will see Jor'Dan and they'll say, hey, I'm such a fan of you and your wife. Then I go to their page or their Instagram or what have you. They don't even follow me. They literally follow him and they're like, oh, but I'm a fan of you too. So I feel like there is a certain level of non-attention from outside people where my identity is tied to him. Like, then I will say that sometimes I get attention outside from Jor'Dan, yes. But most of the attention that I get outside from Jor'Dan is disrespectful attention, like unwanted attention, like, oh, what's up? Who are you? Like, what's your name? Can I get your number? I'm married. Oh, well, what they got to do with me? We can still be friends. They got a lot to do with you, as opposed to what I think she's saying. She's talking about when I go out with my girls and we at a restaurant and men are looking at me or they think I look beautiful, that attention is sometimes, it's not literally a direct sign of insecurity. Sometimes it could just be like, well, dang, good to know that I still got it. All right? So I think that's where she was coming from. And I think sometimes all the attention is on Steph Curry. If you see Ayesha Curry, you're a single man, you think she's an attractive woman. If you see her out right now, you're not stepping to her, she's Steph Curry's wife. You like, dang, that's dope, that's Steph Curry's wife. You're not like, oh, she is so pretty, let me get at her. Everybody knows her, everybody knows who she is. Nobody is checking for her. It's just like she's a mom, she's Steph Curry's wife, she's supporting him, showing up for him. He brushing off the fact that all these females is looking at him, and she see it, and she like, well dang, I can't even tell him how it feels, or show him how it feels, because it's not happening to me.
I feel like, why isn't her lifestyle enough? She has everything that a lot of the people that are getting attention want. She has the man, she has the successful marriage, she has the kids, she has the celebrity, she has the money. They live where they want to live. She's the wife of Stephen Curry, the best shooter in the NBA, Hall of Famer, championship basketball player. She has all the things that the women want, that a woman would want at times. But she feels that the fact that nobody's trying to holler at her
that's what I'm saying.
The negative part of her whole situation.
Yeah, I don't think that she's saying that he's not enough, her life isn't enough. What have you, this, that, and third. Maybe she should have said that, but I mean, you know, when you're in an interview and people are asking you questions, it's like you're just saying what you're saying and then you're moving on. Because it's the next topic. We only have so much time. I'm sure in retrospect she's like, dang, I could have cleaned that up a little bit.
Oh, I know.
But what I'm trying to say is that I don't think she was implying that there was not enough. I think she was implying that you couldn't even understand how I feel about all the groupies. Remember that groupie a few years ago that was like literally posting pictures like Steph Curry was looking at her and it went viral and it went crazy? Like, she can't even express to him how that feels to her because she ain't got nobody checking for her. That's not him.
Why isn't he enough?
I didn't say, that's what I'm saying.
Just tell her
it's
that
not
she looks beautiful enough.
I mean,
why not?
I don't know.
Why not? Because yesterday I asked you, I said, if your man is telling you you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're a great mom.
I mean, you're supposed to tell me that.
Yeah, but he is supposed to say that. But why isn't that enough to say that he really means that, though? I think a lot of times, too, when I even tell you stuff, you think I'm supposed to tell you that that's why I'm saying that. And, like, it's not real, though.
I don't always think that. Sometimes I feel like it can be a little rehearsed. I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't have to tell, like, I feel like a lot of men, they don't have to do that. Like, there's some trifling dog men that don't tell their wife that she looks beautiful.
And she probably
do look beautiful. Amazing. And they don't tell her that.
But I'm not saying that I'm not confident enough to know that I look good or that I look amazing. But when I step out, people checking for me.
I just don't understand. I guess even after this, I feel what you're saying. Even after this topic and that it's going viral all over the place, I just don't understand why the person that you love so much that you also chose to marry, he can tell you those things, but that's not enough. You need it from other
That's
people.
What I'm saying. I don't think that that's what I keep saying. I don't know how many times to say this. I don't think that she's saying that what he's telling her is not enough, or that is a direct lack of attention from him to her. I think what she's saying is, it's good to know mama still got it. I'm your wife. I'm the mother of your 3 kids. When you see me, I can imagine that Ayesha Curry is not put together every time. She's gained weight, which I think she looks amazing, but I still think that there are certain things to where she's like, okay, if an outside person that don't owe me nothing feels like I look good and they letting me know and they checking for me, then hey, I must he not just telling me that. I really must have it together. Like, and I just feel like that when you go out with your boys, do you get hollered at? Please tell me one time that a girl has not stepped to you.
It has happened.
So that's what I'm saying. You're so used to it. And I was telling him, men are so used to getting the attention that they crave or that they don't crave. Regardless of whether they crave it or not, they get it. And I feel like women, a lot of times when we do get attention, it's so wild and off kilter to where it's like, well, dang, that didn't even mean nothing. I'm sure people are probably saying she's pretty, but she's around women all the time. She cooks, she cleans, she does stuff for her children, and it's just good to know the extra step forward that a lot of outside people see you that way.
I do feel like Ayesha's totally wrong.
Well, of course, because she's completely gorgeous.
I'm sure there's people that think that she's very beautiful. Yeah. And you know, it's apparently not in her circle. They're not telling her that all the time. But if you ask, let's say, half of America, half of Instagram, or any social media, they can say, I'm sure a good 80% of people would probably say, oh, I think Ayesha is great. I actually know guys that think Ayesha Curry is amazing, and not just with looks, but also all of the other qualities that she offers to a relationship and the stuff that she does for Steph Curry and their family. So, Ayesha, you're wrong.
Well, I don't know.
No, you're wrong for that. She's wrong.
She is wrong.
She shouldn't have said that.
Okay, I'm agree with you. She shouldn't have said that.
She shouldn't have.
For everybody else to know.
Right. You have to also think about, too, she got to think about her husband, how that's going to affect him, how it's going to affect her family, everybody. And I'm sure, like I said, now she's probably thinking about that because I'm sure she's seeing it now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure now she's looking back at that clip and saying, I should have probably said it like this, and also stated, Steph does a great job with me.
I just feel like they just be way too on her. Everything she says, it has to be completely escalated to something. Why is this even trending? I don't even know why this is important, because honestly, most women that are married and that are settled in and they have kids and their bodies are changing and things have happened, they feel like probably my spouse is supposed to say this, that, and the third. He's gonna love me regardless. But does that mean that I'm really like popping out here? Like, even when you see men, ladies, when you see men that look amazing and they're with a girl with no spunk, she can't dress, her hair ain't never right, you know what I'm talking about, and I always say she looks homely. Like, why is he with her? It doesn't make any sense. And so what I'm trying to say is he is okay with her. He like that. That's him. But when she go out, I'm sure ain't nobody saying nothing to shorty. So for Ayesha Curry to always put herself together and still not get no play, it's kind of...
I'm just trying to figure out, Ayesha, where you going? Where you be at where ain't nobody even second eye?
She everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I feel like maybe she's confused because there had to be a time where somebody did a double take to Ayesha Curry since she's been married to Steph Curry, and she didn't see it that way.
But back to my former point, nobody is stepping to her because she's married to Steph Curry. And so what I'm saying is,
but that's respect too. Don't you want that? Don't you want respect?
That's true. You do. And she is
because if it was happening the other way, you'll be saying,
but I get disrespected sometimes. You're not around me sometimes, and I get disrespected by a man that doesn't care that I'm married.
Right, but it's saying that she sounds like she actually wants that to turn it down, though. Is that what she's saying? She wants them to approach her so she can say no. And that made me feel good today, though. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
That's okay. That sounds like that's what it is.
Like right after I have a baby and another man looking at me and he like, man, you are beautiful. Thanks.
So what's up?
My husband not just saying that. I really look good. It's all directed back towards you. It's just a little but nobody's saying that.
Who said we were faking?
Nobody's saying that you're faking, but I know I'm not saying that. I'm saying you love me for me. You gonna love me regardless of my shape, size, creed, color.
That's true.
Whether anything happens to me, you're gonna love me regardless. So for somebody else to say that is genuinely physical attraction.
So that's a good point. So that was actually a great point. I am supposed to love.
Yeah. For better or for worse.
I am, and with stank breath,
Yeah.
crusty lips.
I don't care what I got going.
So even when I see you like that, I still do think that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
So whenever you dress up or you feel like you even, trying to be sexy or fly or any of that, I get that to an extent.
Yeah.
I do understand that. So
now,
we are.
Yeah. Do I feel there are some insecurities there? Yes.
Yeah.
And those insecurities need to be dealt with. But just on the surface, just a regular woman living her regular life without no real insecurities. But I'm just gonna be honest. All women are insecure about something. Like, I don't care whether it's her skin, how big her butt is. I don't care what it is. There's some insecurity. And so I think males, y'all tend to mask your insecurities better because y'all are used to the attention. Some women aren't used to
We mask them better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we mask them for sure. We have them as well, but we just don't show them as much.
Yeah.
And it's easier for us to hold them. With you all, I've noticed that it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not that easy.
Because if I feel like I gain weight in my stomach area, I'm pulling on my shirt and I'm like, Like jor'Dan always fusses at me because if I wear something fitted, I put a shirt or something around my waist. Like, I just feel like my butt is small and I ain't got no business wearing tight clothes. But then he'd be like, you don't need that. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna wear that. But there was a time that I had to work through that. So I feel like she needs to work through all these pregnancies that she's had back to back to back. And being tied to him, being a natural leader. He's a leader in his house. He's a leader professionally. He's a leader in every aspect of his life. And I think that where she was coming from was a natural reaction to what's going on in her life.
Yeah, but the person that's going to be able to help you through those insecurities is not someone outside of your home.
That's true.
It's the person in your house. It's your husband. It's the man that you married. So when I see you wearing that around your waist, I say take that off because you actually have an amazing shape. That's what I want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't rely on too, since I'm not saying it, then maybe the cat out here at the mall might tell me if I got stopped 4 times, they told me, so then I'm straight. But no, it's gotta start at the house too. So fellas, you know what I'm saying? If you notice insecurities in your lady, you know what I'm saying? Dive deep in them.
Yeah,
because
and try to get to the root of them, because you would ask me all the time, like, what is it that you, and honestly, I was insecure because the women that jor'Dan was normally attracted to, they didn't look like me.
That I was dating.
And so I had to figure out why I felt some kind of way. And a lot of it was from my past that I carried over. But honestly, you have to be the counselor for your spouse sometimes, and you have to help them work through some situations that you know are there. And shout out to Ayesha Curry. Like, I know how you feeling. Like, I know that there's gonna be some resolve. And I really hate that everybody is like talking about her like, oh, she's so insecure and she got all these problems. When in actuality,
all of us.
We all do.
All of us.
So, moral of the story is, if there's some insecurities, try to find the root of them.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like you have those insecurities, and you may not even have a person in your life as far as like a significant other, somebody you're dating or whatever, and you feel like that and you're out looking for it, for the validation that you are beautiful from someone else, it really has to start with you. If you start focusing on what other people think about you, that's already the wrong street to go down. Because eventually there's gonna be times when people don't feel like that about you. And they can be totally wrong. And they can say, oh, you're ugly. And you're like, dang, I'm ugly because they said so. No, you gotta know that you fly. So, you know what I'm saying? If you guys have any like type of situation that you're going through, or if you need some like, I guess, guidance on that area,
hit us
you know what I'm saying? Hit us up.
Drop a comment.
Yes, indeed, right here.
We love to talk to you guys, and thanks for tuning in.
Yes, and we're going to read every last comment, every message.
We
I
are.
promise you.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Relationship Goals.